All right, let's get started. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Brooke Hevright. I am the director of CINA, and I am pleased to welcome you to the kickoff for the project Adaptive Graph-Based Framework for Multi-Source Digital Forensic Analysis. Sorry, one second. Sorry, got the wrong title. We have a lot going on today. Okay, let me restart. So right now we're going to do combating dynamic and networked financial crimes. The the PI for this project is Dr. Dawei Zhou, assistant professor of computer science at Virginia Tech. Uh, Before we get started with the presentation, I'm going to say a couple of words about CINA. CINA is a DHS Center of Excellence hosted by George Mason University. CINA stands for Criminal Investigations and Network Analysis, and our mandate is to counter transnational criminal organizations. DHS Centers of Excellence are managed by the DHS Science and Technology Directorate's Office of University Programs to conduct groundbreaking research resulting in rigorous, objective knowledge products and timely solutions for DHS components. That means George Mason receives funding annually from OUP, Office of University Programs, to fund research by scholars at institutions all over the country, like Virginia Tech, and in several cases in allied countries. So this includes the research that you're going to hear about today. Methods in CINA's research portfolio include criminal network analysis, dynamic patterns of criminal activity, forensics, both cyber and traditional, and criminal investigative processes. And today's research focuses specifically on cyber forensics. CINA's mandate includes conducting education and workforce activities as well. These include 3 summer research teams from minority-serving institutions that Mason faculty hosted last summer, and we are currently in the midst of selecting teams for next summer. CINA also supports interns at DHS components, including HSI Cybercrime Center and CBP's National Targeting Center. And we're looking forward to an expanded program with about a dozen interns this summer. So if your component is interested in any of these workforce development and education activities, please get in touch. CINA also hosts events, and we conduct outreach like our Distinguished Speaker Series. Recent speakers include Abi Stilianu from St. Louis University with Traffic Cam, identifying where victims of human trafficking and child sexual abuse are photographed. And just this week, on the 11th, Colton Seal, a former FBI and high-value detainee interrogation group leader, and today of these days of Pictus Academy, who gave his presentation on interview mindset. After editing, Stiliano is already available. Colton Seal's talk will be available soon, and they will be available for the duration on CINA's website. So if you weren't able to see it, please check it out. And if you have any trouble finding it, please get in touch and we'll put you in, we'll send you the link. Upcoming speakers in our series include on the 26th of March, Dr. David Mayman of Georgia State University. He'll be speaking on exploring evidence-based cybercrime research, and he'll be interviewed by Ethan Burke, one of CINA's intern alums and an undergraduate student here at George Mason, who will be putting the interview out in the network of the Sycamore Institute, the very first foreign policy-focused and national security-focused think tank run entirely by college undergraduates. So that will be co-branded, and it will be both a CINA product available through our website, but also available to Sycamore students across the country through their podcasting network. On the 6th of May, we'll be welcoming David Kyle from the University of California, Davis. Dr. Kyle is a sociologist who studies transnational political movements, networks, and human smuggling. He is the author of Transnational Peasants and Global Human Smuggling and the co-developer of the concept of cognitive migration. So if these talks sound interesting to you, or you think your colleagues will be interested, please join our mailing list. That's through our website at CINA, with a C, CINA, .gmu.edu, and you'll receive all of our announcements. CINA is supported by a DHS board of directors, some of whom are on this call, I see, who help us to ensure the relevance of our research and identify champions in funding for transition. And a special welcome to George Comas from Customs and Border Protection's National Targeting Center, who was instrumental in developing the research proposal that you'll hear about today. In addition to a cooperative agreement, CINA also has a basic ordering agreement recently renewed for 5 years, which can facilitate transfer, licensing, and commercialization. So if you're interested, our Transition Impact Manager, Stephen Self, can help talk transition. Now, without any further ado, let's welcome Dr. Dawei Zhou, Assistant Professor, Computer Science at Virginia Tech, with his presentation, Combating Dynamic and Networked Financial Crimes. Take it away, Dr. Zhou.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction, and thank you for the opportunity to introduce our project. And this project is led by me and also Professor Jian Kang from University of Rochester as a co-PI. Okay, next page, please. Okay, so I want to show some background, right? So why networked dynamic financial crime is critical. So on the right-hand side, we have the figure. The figure shows the annual financial losses due to the financial crimes from the year of 2015 to 2024. And according to the Federal Trade Commission from the last year, they reported that the consumers lost over $12 billion to financial crime fraud, making a 25% increase from the previous year, the year of 2023. And the most significant losses were attributed to the investment scams and also the imposter scams. Next page, please. Yeah, so combating dynamic and network financial crime is critical and also challenging. It is critical because criminals exploit the financial systems for a variety of malicious activities. For example, like human trafficking, drug trade, cyber crimes, and terror financing. It is challenging because those criminals, their technologies adapt very fast across borders and industries, making the traditional detection method ineffective. And we do have observed one research gap between the challenges we are facing and the technologies that we currently have. So most of those financial fraud detection models, they are designed based on the history data, right? And they are static. But the criminals, they are very good at camouflage themselves. They are also evolving their techniques, and in order to bypass our detection systems. And currently we have very limited AI-driven tools for scalable and real-time financial fraud monitoring. And so in this project, we want to ask two research questions. The first question is, how can AI-driven multi-source, multimodal analytics improve the detection, monitoring of evolving financial crimes with complex and networked systems? The second research question is, can we have like a human-in-the-loop approach, enhance the interpretability and operational effectiveness of financial crime investigation? Next page, please. Okay, so this page, we show an overview. So this project aims to develop an AI-driven human-in-the-loop financial crime analytics system. And we have 3 research thrusts. The first one is so-called characterization. We want to, starting from the co-star setting, okay, we want to characterize and describe the essential properties of network financial crimes without much training data, okay? The second research thrust is so-called financial crime monitoring. And we want to monitor the identified financial crimes from the thrust one. And we want to provide the uncertainty quantification, risk management, and also the robust explanation. The last research slide is so-called human AI collaboration. We want to develop a human-in-the-loop visual financial crime analytic system to audit the crime identification process and explain the identified crime groups in an intuitive and interactive way. Next page, please. So here is our motivation, and we will talk about all of those three thrusts in details. For the thrust one, we have three subtasks. The first one is so-called multimodal representation learning. Because the data we have they are coming from different sources. They have different data format, and we want to have a unified representation learning framework to encode all of those data modalities into a unified representation. The second task is so-called data efficiency learning. So because the real data is we always lack of the high quality data. The data is noisy. We always lack of annotated data. The supervision is super expensive. So we want to develop some like augmentation methodologies to enhance the raw data that we have by adding the missing links and prune the noisy connections in the financial crime network. The last one is called a high order crime group characterization. So most of the financial crime fraud detection technologies are designed for the entity level. But in reality, for example, like money laundering, the financial crimes, they are operated in like a group, okay? A group of malicious users, they conduct the financial crimes. So how can we identify the high order crime network that describes the fraud patterns at both the micro level and the macro level? So that's our task 1.3. Next page, please. So here we show some like initial results. We start our project since last December or November, yeah, a few months, and we already got some like initial results. So on the top right, we have the figure. Sorry, let me charge my laptop. Okay, I'm sorry. So on the top right, we have the figure. The figure shows a synthetic identity detection framework that is discovered like a subgraph from a PII network, personal identifiable information network. And we find this subgraph we have identified. On the left-hand side, we have the bank accounts, okay? And on the right-hand side, we have different types of personal identifiable information, like a home address, like the holder's name, like the email address, and like the phone number. And we find those PII information that have been extensively shared by those bank accounts, which is very suspicious and which is a red flag for the synthetic identity fraud, okay? This is the first result we have obtained. On the bottom right, we have another figure. The figure shows the augmented graph by using our graph editing algorithms to remove the noisy data points and to augment the missing transactions. So by using this framework, we do see some like a promising results, improving the current SOTA method in detecting the credit card fraud. Next page, please. Okay, so here is a research thrust 2, financial crime monitoring over time. And here we have two subtasks. The first one is about uncertainty quantification. We want to develop an uncertainty quantification framework that can assess how confident a model, a fraud detection model, in detecting the potential financial crimes in the dynamic system, in the temporal setting. The second task, what we call is a robust explanation about the financial crime characterization. We want to develop a robust and faithful and reliable explanation to justify why our model make such kind of predictions. Next page, please. This is our the last thrust, research thrust about human AI collaboration. So here we want to create an interactive human-in-the-loop visual analytic systems. So the system will integrate our developed techniques in the previous two research thrust, and the end user can we can have some like a visual analytics, right? An interface to show to the end user, right? The end user can we can explain to the end user why our model makes such kind of prediction, right? Why this bank account is malicious, is a synthetic identity, right? Is related to this particular financial crime activities. And the end user, we will also providing some like a portal or interface to allow the end user to annotate our predictions, our data. So providing somehow supervision. So we can have the human AI collaboration in order to have a better and a more reliable exploration about the financial crimes. Next page, please. So here we have the applications and the stakeholder engagement. We believe our methods can be the potential applications to a variety of operational users, including the real-time financial crime detection and monitoring, transactional crime investigation, the anti-money laundering, and the human AI collaboration. And our developed techniques can be potentially integrated with the existing DHS systems, for example, the DHS data systems. And we can also augment the other machine learning-based threat detection tools used in the cyber and counterterrorism investigations. Next page, please. And here is our work plan, okay, and also the potential product, okay. So in the year one, we will focus on develop the proposed algorithms for the three research thrust, including the characterization, monitoring, and the human AI collaboration. And in year two, we're going to integrate all of those developed techniques into like one system, a human AI in collaboration system. So in this way, the end user can play with the system to explore and identify and investigate the financial crime activities. In phase three, it's going to be the poster project, of course, because this project is like a 2-year project. We hope some of our proposed developed techniques can be transferred to the real systems, especially for the DHS operational units. Regarding to the products and the technical outputs, we're going to provide in the user manual and the training materials, some guidelines, how to use our system, how to use our developed algorithms. And in addition, we will also develop a benchmark for evaluation. The benchmark, of course, is if you are interested, I can show you more details. The benchmark we are currently developing is all of them, they are kind of based on the public available data. Those data is does not have the personal identifiable information. Some of them they are like synthetic data for financial crimes. And finally, we will also open source all of our code and data that we have obtained from this project. Next page, please. Okay, with that, I would like to thank you for your attention, and I would take any questions that you may have.
Great, Dawei, thank you very much. Very nice, quick presentation, very tight. And we have a question from George Gomez at the NTC. Go ahead, George. We're not hearing you, George. Sarah, I think we might have mute on for our participants.
Thanks, Brooke. I was just typing feverishly here that I couldn't unmute. But guys, I just want to thank you guys for the briefing. I gotta be honest with you, very excited about the work as you laid it out. I think you've got you really do have a good handle on the question that I was asking. and a good approach to take moving forward. So very excited to see where you're at with it at this point, and definitely eager to work with you guys, to kind of get you to where you're looking to get to. So really nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. And of course, the goal of the COEs, the Centers of Excellence for DHS, is to result in useful knowledge and tools that can be directly applied into the components' missions. And so DHS puts a high premium on iterative and interactive work with the components to make sure that the research remains relevant. So we can, here at CINA, serve as a facilitator to set up information flow as often as a component wants. We can invite you to weekly meetings if you'd like. For the most part, though, components prefer boutique briefings on a regular basis, and we can certainly accommodate that.
Yeah, Brooke, I'll definitely interested, and I'll follow up with you to figure out what a good cadence is. But like I said, I think this one is very promising, and I definitely see utility, obviously not just for CBP and across DHS, frankly, and as referenced, in particular with FinCEN, I think there's a lot of opportunity there as well. So again, very excited about this one.
Terrific.
Thank you.
So I'll ask a question or two. Dawei, could you go a little bit into a little bit more detail about the data and how you ensure data quality and relevance?
Oh, thank you for the question. Yeah, Jamie, would you like to? I have a backup slides for the data. Can you? Yeah, maybe let me share the screen.
Oh, okay. So let me stop. Thank you. Let me stop sharing. All yours, Tommy.
Can you see my screen?
I see, yeah, I see Jen and I think.
Okay. How about can you see my new screen, the website with a benchmark development?
Yes.
Okay, great. So here is the benchmark. Here's a benchmark that we have currently working on. Because the financial data is very sensitive, right? We cannot have the real data, but luckily we have some like semi-synthetic data that most of them, they are constructed by the different financial institutions. So, and we plan, here is our plan. We're gonna develop a benchmark that contains all of those public available financial crime detection data sets. And in our current benchmark, we have considered 7 types of financial crimes, including the online payment, medical, retail, synthetic and bank, crypto, and a mixture of financial frauds. And in our currently benchmark, we have like 13 financial crime networks. Most of them, they are like financial transaction networks, right? So the nodes going to be bank accounts or financial institutions. The edge is going to be the financial transactions, right? The transaction will have a lot of attributed information, including the amount, date, the location, and so on and so forth. Okay, so here is the benchmark going to be used for us to evaluate our framework. So we're going to do 2 types of evaluation. The first one is what we call the modularized evaluation. We have 3 research thrusts. We have different algorithms. We will use those benchmarks to evaluate our different research thrusts, all of those algorithms that we propose in the 3 research thrusts. And by the end, we will also have like a systematic evaluation. We will use our developed integrated system to explore to investigate the financial crimes and we will compare the outcome of our system, whether it is consistent with the ground truth that is included in the current financial crime network. Yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you, Dawei. I should point out that the terms and conditions of the cooperative agreement under which we operate the Center of Excellence don't allow for data sharing between components and researchers, and that's consistent with DHS S&T Directorate and OUP's decision that that the grant there should be no question at all that researchers are engaged in law enforcement activities.
Sure.
But that kind of data, so that explains why both in Dawei's case and in all of our research, researchers need to use publicly available information or curated data sets or increasingly synthetic data. And of course, that creates a bit of a hurdle when we try to transition the research back into components. We have to make sure then at that point that the tools work on real data. So as I mentioned at the beginning, CINA has a basic ordering agreement. It allows components to write task orders to George Mason through CINA that operate under terms and conditions that can be separately negotiated, and it's really there in order to facilitate that transition work, making sure that the tools that were developed under the cooperative agreement can then be tested out on real data and transitioned back to the component. Great, we just have, we're just at about time, but Dawei, I wanted to ask this last question. What will the final deliverables look like, and how will they demonstrate success? Because I think some of the folks online will be interested in that.
Yeah, so our delivery, I would say it will include several items. First of all, so we have proposed several frameworks and techniques, right? All of those gonna lead to some like paper submissions to the AI ML and the relevant conference or journal venues. Second, we will have an integrated system. It's a human AI collaborative system for the financial crime investigation. Third, we're gonna construct a benchmark, right? So current financial crime data set is most of them, they are designed for some like specific financial crimes. But I guess it would be very helpful if we can have like a comprehensive financial crime benchmark that includes multiple types of data, multiple types of financial crimes. So in this way, the future researchers can evaluate and testing and train their framework on our constructed benchmark. Yeah, so these are three gonna be our deliveries from this project.
Very exciting. Okay, well, thank you, Dawei. This has been a great kickoff. For folks who haven't joined us before, we try to keep these nice and tight at half an hour, but we do make a recording, of course, and that's going to be available after the event. I think it comes out pretty quickly. So if you have colleagues who weren't able to join us today, and you need the link, please get in touch. Again, we're at cina.gmu.edu, and we'll get you set up because we'd like as many people to know about the research as possible. And with that, Dawei, we're gonna say thank you. Thank you to all of our participants, and we'll look forward to your next check-in briefing.
Thank you very much. Nice
Take
talking
care,
to you.
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.